Hi, how you doing? Welcome to the Second Sticks podcast. If you don't know who I am, my name is Brett Smith, and we're going to do this. I've decided. I've been kicking around the idea of a podcast for some time. Not for myself, actually. I was thinking I'd like to be a podcast producer, maybe work behind the scenes, put somebody else in front of the camera, make them, do that sort of thing. But things change. Plans don't work out, as you expect them to, and over time things have changed. So I'm a union cameraman, and God willing, I intend to keep working, in that capacity. I'm not going to transition into podcasting as a full-time gig or anything like that. But I've recently found myself with a lot of time, and I think maybe some of you can relate to that. And honestly, I think I have something to say. So, second stick, what does that mean? In film language, basically, it means it's a call that you hear once the cameras have rolled, but you have to, for some reason, hit the clapper a second time. Something went off the rails. It's not really a reset, it's more of a reprieve, maybe, a way to keep going, keep the momentum. It's also the name of a business that I'm part of with Pete Ozorowski, or Pete O, as many people know him as, who created this idea of a film and TV equipment resale marketplace, a kind of a place where people like us could take gear that maybe we don't use anymore, take our used gear, sell it to other like-minded folks, without getting crushed for fees like they do on eBay or whatever. I mean, the idea is really simple: give new life to gear that's just sitting in a garage somewhere, and keep things moving. Second sticks, keep it rolling, right? That idea felt right for this podcast too, because I think we're in the middle of a real moment, maybe even a crisis, especially for people in this industry, and especially for people like us in our small niche of the industry. And I think you know who I'm talking about. Um, a lot of us aren't working the way that we were a couple of years ago. I mean, we've kind of been left hanging. We're kind of in limbo, and there's a lot of reasons for that. And I think that over time, we'll probably talk about all those reasons and probably talk about a lot of the same reasons, maybe more than once. I want this podcast to be hopeful. I want it to be a place that we can talk and vent and lament if that's necessary, if you want to do that, and maybe find something better on the other side of all this stuff. Um, I'm inviting people to talk about the industry and their place in it. And, even if you're outside of the industry now, and how you're feeling about all of this right now. And I want honest conversations. I'm hoping that I get real honest conversations. And maybe if we're lucky, we figure a way out of this. Where we can encourage and help each other because we're rolling, right? We're still rolling here. We're smart, gifted, creative people, and we deserve a voice. And honestly, if this podcast could help even one person feel a little less alone and unhinged, then it's worth the time and effort because, I feel better just talking to you right now. And I think that's important. I see this as a space that we can talk about our industry, our careers, maybe we'll do a little therapy on the way. And, I want people like you to come and share your story. And I know it's hard, and especially right now, kind of in this moment that we are in time with all the shit going on. Um, the vibes aren't great, but what else are we going to do? And I mean, hey, there's such a shortage of podcasts right now. There's hardly anything to listen to. So I thought maybe we could fill a little dead air with this. But that's it. The Second Sticks podcast is rolling. Thanks for listening. And hopefully I talk to you soon and we have speed.